Hi, I'm speaking to Jacqui Malpass today about a subject that really interests me, which is journaling. Jackie's a coach, a writer, and she runs workshops about journaling, which is how I came to hear about her. So Jacqui, I've heard a lot about the power of journaling, and I'm really glad I've got you here to answer some of my questions and probably some of the questions other people want to know. Perhaps you could tell me, what is journaling?
Hi, Bridget, and hello, everyone else. Journaling is not like keeping a diary when you were younger. It goes actually much deeper, and I find it that it's a very creative and effective tool for raising self-awareness, and then it gives you this fantastic resource afterwards that allows you that opportunity for reflection and change.
Mm-hmm.
I've been journaling for absolutely years, and sometimes it's a little bit of a scribble, sometimes it's reams of things, sometimes it might be a mind map, but the great thing about it is I'm able to kind of get lots and lots of stuff out in a really kind of cathartic way, because then I can come back and look at it. Sometimes I cringe because I look at stuff that I've written and think, oh no, how did I feel like that? But it enables me to look at things like thoughts and emotions that I didn't understand at the time. And clearly, often you don't want to talk to other people. You can get it all down in your journal, and then you can come back and reflect.
Brilliant. So you say you've been doing this for some years. Just tell me a little bit about why you started, perhaps.
I started journaling. I actually don't remember the first time I put pen to paper. I mean, I've always been fascinated with words and writing and all sorts of stuff like that. But I have to say that I think that the time that it really struck home to me that I was making best use of it is I'd come through the second of a failed relationship. I had two very, very long relationships, and while I was in that, I sat and just wrote. I sat in bed at night and I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote, and it gave me amazing clarity. Mm-hmm. And out of that, I actually started writing short stories, and I found that the short story bit was the bit for me that enabled me to really, really get it out of my system. Yeah. And I've just kept it going. I think you journal more when you're in bad times than you do good times. Mm-hmm. So these days, my journal, it's always sat by the side of my bed. It sits by the side of my bed, and I don't write masses, but I still write. And I still, even if I've had a great day, I think, oh, what am I really grateful for? What wonderful things have happened today? And so I just jot things down, and then, often when I'm feeling really rubbish, I write a lot more. Yeah. And I think lots of people who journal find the same thing.
Do you think, I'm just thinking in terms of NLP and coaching, is it, do you think you access your unconscious mind more in when you write rather than consciously trying to think about something?
Oh, without a doubt. I've often looked back at some of the things I've written, and I've thought to myself when I've been reflecting, where did that come from? How did I write that? What's going on? And I do also journal on a computer, but there is something about writing with a pen and a piece of paper that is amazingly cathartic. And one of the things that you'll know from your NLP and your coaching is about getting into a really, really great state before you start. So bedtime for me is brilliant because it's the end of the day. I'm in bed and I take a few deep breaths, and I just I just let it flow. And I think instead of anybody sitting there thinking, oh my God, I can't do this and I can't write, if they just put the pen on the bit of paper and take a couple of deep breaths, you will be amazed at what comes out. Some of the poems I've written, some of the creative stories I've written that have come from, I believe, my deep subconscious thoughts and feelings have come because I put the pen on the paper. When I've journaled on my computer, it's when I do it when I've got stuff that is really, really kind of like top secret, but I use a framework on my computer. I have a whole pile of questions, and it's when I don't really feel like I want to put things on a bit of paper. That's a bit hard to explain, but the online journal it's top secret because it's all encrypted, it's password protected.
Mm.
Journal by the side of my bed. I just let everything flow very, very, very freely. The other thing I do that's not quite a journal, I call it letters to the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I write very, it's all in the positive.
Yeah.
And I write stuff that I'd really love to come into my life, or something that I'm battling with, a problem that's going on. Now, sometimes I'll stick it under my pillow, but invariably I go outside and burn it.
Okay.
And that is, I think that's another part of journaling, is finding some way to let go of things. So you let your subconscious mind write down what needs to be solved, and then you find a way to let it go. Burn it, throw it over the edge of the cliff, bury it, whatever floats your boat. But yes, it's definitely pen to paper. You've connected with your subconscious mind, and stuff just comes out. It's brilliant.
And I guess if you're writing letters to the universe in terms of what you want, then you probably keep those, would you, rather than burning them, or would you burn those as well? Or?
I burn them all.
You burn them all? Okay.
Do you know, I do. And do you know what's really funny? I go out and I burn them, and then I come back and I think, what did I ask for? What did I write?
Mm.
And I have no idea. But do you know, then what I notice is those kind of little synchronistic things start happening, and I think, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? You know, and I have things like I have a vision board in my office as well that's right in front of my face, and I just think, was it for my vision board? Was it a letter that I wrote? But I think it all just helps to bring that manifestation around. And because you've let something go that you want, you're not thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
It just starts to happen. It's truly, truly amazing. And I get clients to do it too.
And
I get clients to do it too. Okay. And I've had friends and come and sit in my garden, and I've had a friend who was struggling moving on after the end of a relationship, and we wrote, or I didn't write, she wrote on her love letters thanks to him for the great things that he did do, and then we had a major bonfire. And her life has moved on amazing. It didn't happen straight away, but it has moved amazingly forward. Just that letting things go.
Brilliant. And that's really good advice for a lot of clients, isn't it? Because I guess as coaches we get people coming to us with some significant challenges, and they've tried, consciously taking actions, but perhaps haven't tried something like this, and it's obviously been really, really powerful for you.
Well, the thing I find with people that I coach, and you probably the same, is when you get them to journal. So you can have a fantastic coaching session, and often people walk away, and they've made commitments. They walk away and they sleep on it, and something's changed. It wasn't the right thing. There was another way to tackle it. But by journaling and saying, okay, so I've had this coaching session today, and this is what happened, and this is what I agreed to. And when they've slept on it, when they've written about it, and they come back and reflect on it, they can actually then start to get their feelings, more clarity in their feelings, because they're writing about it. And then what they have that opportunity to do is when they come back to you, I mean, some people don't want to show you what they've written, but I have got people that I've coached that come back and said what has really, really helped is that sitting and writing about it. It's
just
really
that time,
given them,
really, I guess, and opening up of your mind and letting out whatever's in there, really.
Oh, absolutely. It is a great thing to use with coaching, or even if people have been on training courses and they wonder, well, what did I learn from that, and what am I going to do differently? Write it all down. Absolutely. And something will start to happen.
Because it's very easy, as you say, I think, to have coaching or training, and then, a month down the line, you've got really no idea what you talked about and haven't taken any action or made any shifts, really.
Absolutely, and then it's frustrating for both the coach and the coachee, because the coachee sometimes is expecting, some kind of a miracle, and a miracle only will happen when they take their own action by writing it down and reflecting on it and thinking, more about what's gone on in those sessions. They just get so much more out of it. And then you as a coach, you just get those wonderful, wonderful breakthroughs, which is, I love those times.
Yeah. No, I know that, during my coaching training, and even now I'm having coaching myself, because I love to develop and I love to know who I am and where I am, and be in a good place for my clients. But I must admit that I do struggle. I know that journaling is really, really powerful. What do you suggest I do to just start? Because I do it intermittently, and
Okay.
have you got any suggestions for me and other people out there?
I do. These are going to sound like really silly little things, but I think the environment in which you journal is incredibly important. So it's finding the time and the space that suits you as a person. Now, if you're auditory, have some music on. If you like smells, have a incense or some other kind of beautiful smell. If you're very visual, sit somewhere that perhaps you could see a lighted candle or there's a fire going. If you like how something feels, perhaps get yourself into like a really cushy, cuddly position, and get a blanket over you. You've got to find the right environment, and you need to make sure that it's your time. Some people like to journal in the morning. Like you already know, I write in bed. I love writing in bed. I've even been known to get up in the early hours of the morning and go into the spare room and write.
Yeah.
I just love being in bed. There's something about being in bed that just gives me this feeling of warmth. So being in the right environment is totally the thing to do. I wouldn't beat yourself up if you can't write, because there's other ways of getting something down. So one of the things you can do is you can use something called Dragon Naturally Speaking, and you can plug some headphones and speaker into your computer, and you can talk at your computer. So if it's easier to do that, get yourself in your office.
Sorry, Jacqui, what did you call that?
Dragon Naturally Speaking. It's a voice translation piece of software. It's absolutely amazing. When I wrote my Writing for Change book, I sat for a weekend and just talked at the computer. So that's just something about how much I can talk as well. But you can get an amazing amount of stuff done. You just sit quietly and talk at your computer. The other thing that you could try doing is, and you might look a bit silly, and I do this, I take the dog for a walk and take a dictaphone.
Okay.
And I talk into my dictaphone. And I do hide it when people come along, because I do feel really silly. But again, that's a form of journaling.
Yeah.
You may want to sit and record yourself on video. So right environment, right tools. I find it very difficult to write in very, very beautiful books. So I just get something from the supermarket. But the thing that really I have to have a nice pen.
Yeah.
So something that feels nice in my hand and flows.
Yeah.
So if I have a rubbish pen, I can't write. So having the right kind of pen.
I mean, I guess stationery is one of my big things.
Oh.
I can't, although you say you write in a beautiful book, I'm always buying books from Paper Chase or...
Oh, okay.
But, and nice pens and highlighters. And
then you have no excuse.
No, exactly.
Who
knows what might come out?
Well, do you know what? Every time I run the courses and people start to write, and I never force anyone to read out any of the stories they've written, because it's always a fun session. There's never anything that I expect anyone to bring out anything deep. But the stuff that people write is absolutely brilliant. Honestly, the stuff that comes out of people that they never knew existed is amazing, because there's no one there to critique you. This is your work. You don't have to show it to anybody. What else? Get into a great state. Now, that might be that you move your body around. You might like to do it after you've meditated. So if you're a meditating kind of person, sit and meditate. And before you get up from the meditation, write something. Yeah. But you know what? Start with one sentence. The following day, do 2 sentences.
Yeah.
But I think the key is, don't beat yourself up. Doesn't matter about your handwriting or your grammar. This is not an essay for the teacher. This is for you.
For your personal development.
Absolutely,
getting what you want out of life,
Absolutely. I just go with the flow. Once you start, it becomes quite addictive. But I find, you see, I might go for like a whole week and not write anything.
Mm.
And I just think, well, who cares? It doesn't really matter.
No.
But then I might have spent the previous 3 months writing reams and reams of stuff. You just got to kind of let these things flow in and out of your life, I think. And when it's right, do it, and when it's not right, don't do it. It's not a test.
Yeah.
It is just, it's such an amazing, helpful tool.
So what's as a result of your journaling?
What's happened?
A bit about what's happened, in your life.
Okay.
Whatever you feel like sharing.
Okay. Well, one of the things I journaled at the end of this awful relationship was I journaled about the kind of person that I would like to meet. So instead of saying, I wanted to meet this incredible hunk who was sort of 6'3" and, built like whatever, and I just sort of started doodling and writing about the qualities that I would like to have in the people that surrounded me. That was one of the things. Mm-hmm. And strangely enough, it worked. I actually have a really, really wonderful partner that is nothing like the last one. Mm-hmm. It's helped me in my business. It's helped me to find the thing that I truly, truly want to do, which is I just bought a house in Spain, and I want to run week or 2 week sessions with people who want to write a book but don't know where to start. So it'll be coaching, mentoring, support, writing, editing, laughing, crying, possibly a bit of drinking and walking. And I know that not only do I want to write my own books, but I desperately want to help other people. I've written a book on journaling, which comes out soon. I'm halfway through a personal branding journal, which will come out sometime later on. I've written reams of short stories. I've produced courses. I've had an amazing laugh. I've changed so many things in my life. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. One of the things that I used to do was hoard all my stuff. So when I moved from my last house, just by sort of going through my journal and making sense of stuff, I just gave everything away to Bernardo's, and I moved with just a few possessions. I sold my house to my lodger, sold him all my possessions, and one of the things I did is I wrote a short poem about leaving this lovely house that I'd bought. And when I wrote it, I thought, there we are, that's that bit done then. Yeah. And I felt nothing. It was I needed to write to let things go. Yeah. And amazing things happened. I'll just tell you the other thing that's come as a result of my journaling. My mum is a painter. She's an artist. She paints. And the paint and all the chemicals and things are starting to hurt her hands. And I bought her a journal. Right. She is now on her 4th book. Really? They're all semi-autobiographical. Yeah. And they have done amazing things for her. It's brought us closer together because we have yet another thing that we love doing. Yeah. And the other thing that's happened as a result of journaling, I've met some amazing people, and I've enabled people to do some amazing things with their lives and with their possessions and help them find ways of letting go of stuff. It's just changed so many things. So, thank you for sharing all those things with us. Pleasure. And obviously people will, want to take all this in and think about it and of course, hopefully start to take some action about journaling and see what amazing changes they can make in their own life. Absolutely. And if they want support, how can people get hold of you? Okay, well, I have a website which is JacquiMalpass.com, so I'll spell that for you. Mm-hmm. It's JacquiMalpass for sugar. So it's JacquiMalpass.com. Mm-hmm. My email is Jacqui@JacquiMalpass.com, and if I'm allowed to plug it, the book that I'm doing is going to be on there. I've got a Facebook page. I've got a LinkedIn group. Just search for my name, connect with me, email me, and I'm really, really happy to help. Okay, absolutely brilliant. And I know that you're going to be running another workshop soon, and I'm hoping to come on that. Brilliant. I will get you writing. Quite inspired by you, yes.
So
you will write, and you're going to get that, and you will get that book out of you as well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
you will definitely.
And actually, my mother is really interested in creative writing and travel writing, and she's not doing much. So maybe we'll come to Spain and.
Oh, do.
And that would be really good.
Oh, you love it. It's just so quiet and peaceful and in the mountains, and there's nothing there. It's just wonderful. Brilliant. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
So thanks ever so much for that, and I'll let you go, and I know you'll be taking the dogs out and enjoying your life, and that's brilliant. And
thanks, Bridget.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, you take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.